He said they're going to have to find out about Dwayne Haskins sooner or later, and that still remains the question. Is it going to be sooner like this week, or will it be a few more weeks? Because the still problems that Jay Gruden and Colt McCoy and Case Keenum all have are still relevant. You know, they're missing 4 or 5 offensive players, including Pro Bowl left tackle Trent Williams, who hasn't even reported to the Redskins over a medical issue and a dispute there. So the idea here, according to this one Redskins insider, is they have to get an evaluation on Dwayne Haskins. He needs to play football. He's only played one season at Ohio State. And they need to get him to play because they might have to evaluate him. And why is very interesting. Because what if they end up with the worst record in football and they're picking at the top of the 2020 draft, and all of a sudden you're looking at Tua Tagovailoa and Justin Herbert and all these other bright college prospects who might actually be better NFL prospects than Dwayne Haskins. They need to find out about Dwayne, and he needs to play.
All right, Chris, giving us some food for thought. You're going to hang out with us on the show. For more on the struggling franchise, I'll send it over to David.
Yeah, Kerry, the one constant in the last 2 decades for the Redskins is that Dan Snyder's been the owner, bought the team in 1999. They've had 8 different head coaches under Snyder, and now 9 with Gruden out. Washington has also seen 20 different starting quarterbacks over that span. They've already had 2 different QBs make a start for them this season, and trips to the playoffs have been rare. The Redskins have made the playoffs just 5 times in 20 years under Snyder. They also have the 5th worst winning percentage in the NFL during that span. It just so happens that Ryan Clark played 3 seasons in Washington. You have personal experience with the situation there. What is it about the franchise that just doesn't work?
Well, obviously, if you look at the recent history of this franchise, it's been while Dan Snyder was the owner of this team. And listen, Mr. Snyder, he wants to win. He loves the Washington Redskins. He also falls in love with players. And it's why guys like Clinton Porter, Santana Moss, and even the late, great Sean Taylor were revered by that team and by that owner. But sometimes you fall in love with a guy like Dwayne Haskins before he's a part of your team, and you make sure that your team drafts him when Jay Gruden, your head coach, doesn't even want him. And so when you have kind of this mingling of ownership, GMing, and drafting, it doesn't work out sometimes for the team, and that's been the case in Washington. And so whether it's Bruce Allen, Daniel Snyder, whoever they pick to run this team the next time, he needs to have full control over the type of guys they draft, over the type of guys that they play, because in the end, it's going to be that coach having belief in the players on the field that get you to win.
Can you see Daniel Snyder giving that kind of control to a head coach?
I can't.
So then that's change.
I can't see him changing. I mean, listen, you are who you are, and you can't change who you want to be for your organization when you own it. And we've seen Jerry Jones, though, actually make that adjustment. You saw Jerry Jones now give more power to Stephen Jones. And Jerry Jones's issue has always been he didn't want a coach or somebody to take the spotlight off him. That's not Dan's issue. Dan is okay if they have a coach who gets more recognition. Dan just wants to have his hands in things, and he wants to see it the way that he wants to see it. He has to back off of that and give this next coach the opportunity to coach this team without feeling the pressure from the owner.
Okay, we'll see how that works out. Meanwhile, let's get to the Sunday night game. Good game, interesting game. Colts and Chiefs going in this one. Let's pick it up second quarter. Chiefs are down 7-3. They got a 3rd and 18. No problem for Patrick Mahomes. Showing off the whole toolbox here. The mobility, the awareness, and of course, the killer arm as he zings it going against his body. Touchdown.
Patrick Mahomes every week does something that has us in awe. This play was amazing, from the scramble to the throw across the body. And if you're a coach right now on the sideline, Dave, you're screaming, throw it away, slide, don't do it. Then he throws it back across his body, and he makes one of these plays that not many quarterbacks in this league can make.
But listen, it wasn't all highlights and rainbows for that Chiefs offense. Game tied at 10, 3rd and 15. He's got Demarcus Robinson, but he doesn't have the yellow line. Short of the first down, you see Mahomes limping. Same ankle he hurt in week 1, and this is why. Kamoko Toure lands on it, and that would curtail his ability somewhat later in the game. He stayed in, taped up, Chiefs down, 13-10, and just 10 of 24 after the first quarter. And this isn't good here, as 313 pounds of Cam Irving come down on that ankle.
Listen, when you are already hurt and you're in the pocket in this manner, there's going to be some times you're stepped on, sometimes you're rolled up, and Patrick Mahomes right now is extremely hampered, and we watched his game deteriorate because of it.
Meanwhile, Frank Reich's guys just gashed him all night on a 4th and 1. Marlon Mack gets in behind the big guy, just pushing the pile, first down, 29 carries, 132 on the ground.
This was a team that was built to help Andrew Luck win a Super Bowl, and now they are reaping the benefits of it. This offensive line is amazing, and they also had a running back in Marlon Mack that came on last year that's becoming a star.
Jacoby Brissett gets it on 4th down here. 45 carries for the Colts, most rushes in a non-OT game for that team in 22 years. They ran a lot of time off the clock, and Mahomes just not the guy he was before the ankle. Grover Stewart gets him here, loss of 10 on the play. So now he's facing a 3rd and 28. They're hard to pick up. The defense playing back. He's going to find Pringle, who had the touchdown catch earlier, and Pringle makes one guy miss, but he can't get all 28 of them.
This is a game-saving play. This gave the Colts an opportunity to play one more down, and you'll see here they came up big on the 4th and 1.
Did you like the call? Just a straight give to Damian Williams?
Listen, I do like the call. Sometimes you have to line up and be more physical than your opponent. Justin Houston comes off the side, makes a huge play.
Colts 11-point underdogs, biggest upset in the NFL this season.
Okay, wow, what a great win. What we said in there in that locker room was the one emotion that we were not feeling was shock. I can't even explain it. All week long, we had that feeling.
Look what we did today. Look what our guys did up front. Look what our receivers did in the run game. Look what our tight ends did in the run game. Look what our backs did. That's not a facade. That's real.
I feel like just as an offense as a whole, we weren't productive. If it was passing, running, protecting. I feel like there was times when there was guys open in the man coverage, and I was missing them.
We got beaten about every phase that you could get beat in this evening. So that's my responsibility to take care of business.
My responsibility is to make sure Ryan Clark helps me through this segment. All right, so the Chiefs held to 13 points, snapping their NFL record streak of 25 straight regular season games, scoring 25 or more points. What was or what is your level of concern regarding the Chiefs moving forward?
My level of concern goes to if Patrick Mahomes isn't Superman, if Patrick Mahomes isn't the league MVP, can the rest of this team pick him up? You saw in that first quarter when he was able to move around, able to make the plays we're used to seeing him make outside of the pocket, that this team was moving the ball and they were winning this game. After the injury, once you took away some of that mobility, once you took away the dynamic plays that he's able to make, there weren't people outside of Patrick Mahomes that were able to carry this team. Whether it was Travis Kelce, whether it was defensively only getting plays from Tyrann Mathieu, someone else has to step up. Tyreek Hill was out, Sammy Watkins went out early on in the game, and so those things played a part. But there has to be a way that Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs can find a way to help Patrick Mahomes. He can't be there to have to do it all.
Right, they need more playmakers. In short, they get another opportunity. Mahomes and the Chiefs host Deshaun Watson and the Texans this Sunday. RC, you're going to hang out with us all show long. David, what else is to come on Coast to Coast?
I'm glad you asked, Carrie. Aaron Jones, hey, he may still be running all over the Cowboys. He's sort of waving goodbye to them, what Green Bay did to free him up yesterday. Plus, how Deshaun Watson, Teddy Bridgewater, and Tom Brady lit up defenses in wins on Sunday. And with Jay Gruden now out in D.C., what is Washington getting in the man who is taking over